Well, I'm about to tell you the truth about diabetes. You know, you see all these commercials, and you see them guys taking their shots, and they say, "Oh, this is going to give you energy, get you back out of." Well, that may work for some, but it don't work for all. People like me, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. You know, you just you stay tired, constantly tired. You know, medicine is expensive. Keeping your insulin is expensive. Then you on top of that, you gotta get your pins, your needles, and then you know you miss one shot, you get completely sick. I mean, sick. You stay sick. I'm not. You stay sick. You know, it takes forever to get things right. I mean, I've had mine since 2017. You know, and they still haven't got mine adjusted. I got a different type of diabetes. They call it 1.5 because you know I got the diabetes that children get, but it didn't hit me until I was in my 30s. So it hit me extra, extra hard, and it hit me fast. And my pancreas, it is completely gone. It doesn't work. It doesn't pump anything. So I'm always, gotta take the shot. Gotta use the needle. And with that, people think, oh well, you can live a healthy life, you can work, but no. You see, on top of that, the diabetes for me is causing problems. My feet, the sugar has settled in my feet, and I'm losing feelings in my nerves. The nerve pain itself. My feet burn. It kills me to wear shoes, kills me to wear socks. It just kills me. And people see diabetes as, oh, you can beat it. No, disease. This is a disease. This is a disease that does not go away, and people don't understand that. They don't understand that, diabetes. My type of diabetes, some diabetes, it just doesn't go away. Type 2, yeah, you could be a little overweight. You lose that weight, your diabetes gone. It's just because you got all that fat pushing down on your pancreas, and that right there is causing problems. Well, with me, it's not that way. With me, my pancreas just shut down. I've never been a big guy. When they found out I had diabetes, I only weighed 150 pounds. I've actually put on weight because I have no choice. I have to eat. Because if I don't, there's nothing for this stuff to burn away. You know, and it's painful. You know, having diabetes is painful because, you know, if you wake up, you oversleep and you didn't take your shot, you feel so miserable. Your mouth is dry, your throat burns, your skin is turning white because you become dehydrated. And the longer this goes on, the weaker you get, and then the weaker you get, and then the weaker you get. I mean, I have been in the hospital so many times, and I've even taken my shot, but it just didn't work, and I end up in ICU, which I don't mind the nurses, but ending up in the ICU, you see yourself in the intensive care unit, something's wrong, and it's really bad when you go to sleep in your bedroom, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you got nurses, wiping you down and changing your gown, and you realize you're in the ICU. You spend your little time in the ICU. Once they realize things is coming down, they stick you into another room. So basic 7 days, and I've done it multiple times. I try. I do my best to stay on top of my diabetes. I do. But sometimes it gets hard because our medicine is not cheap, because they know there are more diabetics out there than there is anything, and they're going to make their money, which that's them. As as long as I get my medicine, I'm fine. I can deal with it. But there's times, not being able to work, you and disability is just not on my side. It gets hard. It gets really, really hard. Cause I mean, when I know I'm about to run out, I short my medicine, which still over time makes me sick. And then there I go, right back in the hospital. It's hard when you really have no help. And I mean, my mom, I look at it as I'm a burden on my mom. She does what she can, but she barely makes enough to pay our rent. And I try. I try to work, but I get out there, do a little bit, and then I'm exhausted. I push and I push and I push, and the more I push, the sicker I get. And then eventually, once I start getting to that point where I get sick, and people start saying stuff to me, I get angry. I do. I'm not gonna lie about that. I get angry because I do. I have an anger issue problem when it comes to being cornered. And I have social phobia. So being around people, it's hard for me to tolerate. And when people come at me, I come back at them. With the diabetes, they can't get it adjusted. You know, I see it as, I'm slowly dying. It's going to take me one day, whether it be a stroke or whether it be a heart attack. No matter what I do, I mean, I take my medicine. I mean, that's what I'm doing now. I'm fixing to come over here and I'm going to take my shot. You know, because it's time. It's time for me to take my shot. I take my shot every 3 hours. Along with the diabetes, most people don't realize, and I'm going to tell you now, if you don't know, most diabetics, people think it just affects it's just too much sugar in your system. It's not coming out. Well, yeah, that too much sugar in the system messes with everything. Messes with your bladder. Messes with your kidneys. It messes with everything. Bladder, kidneys, pancreas, everything. You pee a lot. That's when you're kind of in a bind. When you pee every 10 to 15 minutes, yeah, and you start to get dehydrated. And once you start to get dehydrated, it's tough to come back from it because no matter what you do, you drink water. As soon as you drink that water, it's coming right back out. So it's not helping you. So it's rough. It gets rough. And by the way, this is my Faceville for the Lonely One account. I usually play games, but I thought this time I need to talk about what's going on with me. Why I'm haven't been posting a lot. It's because I've been sick. You know, I've been sick. I have been really been sick. So I play only when I can. Cause I mean I got arthritis. You know, like I said, the diabetes affects me. It affects your brain. It does. At times, I forget things, and at times when I'm playing the game, I you know I get confused on what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, and I've played the game for years. So do I know it, my time is not long? Yeah, I do. But I'm not. I don't fear it. I don't fear death. I got people who love me. I got people who's there for me. But I'm tired of being a burden. I really do. But as for diabetes, and if you got it, you know what I'm talking about. No matter how hard we try to stay on top of it, we can't make ourselves look like those people on TV. Because like I said, all people talk about is type 1 and type 2. No one ever talks about type 3 and type 1.5. Because they say they're so rare. But I was one of the unlucky ones. I ended up with 1.5. I have child diabetes, but it didn't start young. It started when I was 36. But I drove trucks at the time. And I'm going to tell you, in the trucking industry, They don't care. They just want to fill seats. They want to fill those driver seats. So every time I would go to go take my physical, the only thing that they would say to me is, "Hey, you got protein in your system," and then walk away. Never explained to me what having protein in my system was. So for 4 years, for the last 4 years, it was the same. It was the same diagnosis when I went to go do my physical. You got protein in your system. You got protein in your system. You got protein in your system. Okay, I have no idea what that means. But I started getting sick as I was driving. I would get sicker and sicker and then I would tell the company, "Hey, look, I'm not feeling good. I'm falling. My eyes are closed, and I'm extremely tired. What do you want me to do? Oh, well, we need you to make that load." Well, okay. So I'd push it and push it and until I just couldn't. And then eating at the truck stops, that didn't help. That unhealthy food, that ruined me too. I mean, high blood pressure, bad cholesterol. You know, I got bad knees from pushing the clutch in, pushing the brake in. Arm is changing gears. That was the unhealthy lifestyle that brought on my diabetes. That's what brought it out. Because I did. I messed myself up. I left and I would drive for months. You know, I had bills. It was my truck. I had bills. I had to do what I was told. But I got sicker and sicker and sicker until finally I just couldn't take it anymore. My worries were not me, but it was the worries of everybody else on the road. If I had an accident and it was just me and I died, okay, that's fine. But taking out a family in a Volkswagen, or taking out a businessman on his way home to his wife, that bothered me. Because I knew that being diabetic, I could pass out. And what is it going to do if I pass out and my foot's on the accelerator? That's 80,000 pounds, basically 70 feet long. Nothing. That hits something, they're not going to survive. So, yeah, they talk about live a good life on these medicines for diabetes. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm proof. I am proof, and I am telling you. I mean, if it works for you, that's fine. It works for you, but it does not work for me. I mean, I walk from here to my bathroom, I get exhausted, even if I take my shot. Then when I take my shot, if I go out in the sun, if I get too hot, medicine flows through my body too fast. Then it makes me hotter, and then it makes me sicker, and then the medicine doesn't work anymore. So yeah, I take my shots because I have to. I do what I have to. But I can't live the life that they say to me. I've tried. I have tried. But on diabetes, if you got it, just do what you can. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you can. If you can't afford if you can't afford your insulin, go to Walmart's. It's $25 over the counter. You don't even need a prescription. You just go in and tell them, "Hey, I need some Novolin 70/30. It works well. I mean, it's short acting and long acting, so it gets rid of what is real fast what's in your system, and then it works its way for 12 hours to make sure everything else is cleaned out. But this is the way my life is. I try to do my best. I've lost my job because, well, I lost one job because I just